Hi and welcome to another episode of Toby's Barbecue Corner. Today we're making salmon burnt ends with homemade potato chips. Now what you need for it and how to do it, I'm going to show you in this episode. And this is what we need for today. Now obviously we need some salmon, and this is roughly 1 kg of Norwegian salmon. You also need soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, hoisin sauce. I also like to use some umami. Now that is optional, but if you do have it, I think it just adds that little bit of extra flavor to it. You need a couple of cloves of garlic, you need a spring onion, some sesame seeds, sunflower oil, potatoes, as well as salt for the potatoes. Now I like to use the French fry salt from Ankerkraut, but obviously you can use any salt you like. Now with any burnt ends, it doesn't matter whether it's pork belly burnt ends or salmon burnt ends, what you want to do is you want to cube your salmon into nice bite-sized pieces and make sure that the skin is still on, because that will help later on with the cooking process. So I suggest you do about 2 to 2.5 centimeter wide cubes. So obviously with a side of salmon that size it's rather easy. And then let me just show you real quick what you want to do. Is you're going to take it like this and you just cube it up like that. When you're done cutting them up, just place them in a bowl and let's take care of the brine. Now in the first step, what you want to do is you want to peel and chop up your garlic. Now you can do it as fine as you want, but obviously it's just there to add flavor. It's not there to actually go onto the barbecue. So yeah. As I said, you don't have to go overly fine on it. Just make sure it releases all those phenomenal flavors. And then just throw it in with the salmon. And then we can take care of the sauce. So what you want to do is you want to add the hoisin sauce to it. And I would estimate that's about 20 ml. And you add teriyaki sauce to it. Also roughly the same amount. And then you add the soy sauce. Now you can go a bit more on that and just really make sure everything's covered. And in the end you want about a teaspoon of umami, maybe a little bit more, doesn't hurt. And then we're going to stir it, make sure everything is nicely coated, and then we're going to put it in the fridge. Now you can do this the night before. Obviously then it will soak in really well, but I'm just going to do it for a couple of hours. But yeah, I would say at least 2 to 2.5 hours. If more, obviously that's best. Once the salmon is marinating, what you want to do is you want to take care of your potatoes. So now what you want to do is obviously you peel them first, and then you want to cut thin slices. Now I prefer to do it by hand. Obviously you have those fancy machines, so they're all the same width. But I like, my potato chips to be very individual, so that's why I prefer to do it by hand. And then lastly, let's take care of the spring onion. So all you want to do is you want to chop little rings from that spring onion, and then you put it to the side until we're ready to serve. The salmon has been in the marinade for about 4 hours, and look how lovely that looks. Now before we put it on the kamado outside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle some of those sesame seeds on top there as well, and that will just add to the flavor. Now every 15 minutes while the salmon is on the kamado, we will baste it with the sauce they were marinated on in as well. And that will just add to the flavor. Alright, the barbecue is nice and hot, and we're going to be smoking with apricot wood chips today. So we're going to put it on and we'll leave it in there at about 150 degrees for about 45 minutes. Now the weather tonight is really not playing ball. It's pouring with rain, so we're gonna do the fried potatoes inside. So all you need to do is obviously heat up some oil, throw in the potatoes, and fry them to a golden crisp. Now obviously if you put them through a machine they will be uniform, so here you just have to be a bit more vigilant that you get them all to your liking and that you don't burn them. And a couple of seconds later, let's give them their first turn because they're starting to brown on the outside already, and then we're going to put them on paper towel or kitchen towel and let them dry off. "40 minutes later, everything is done. The potato chips are done, the salmon burnt ends are done, and don't they look fantastic? Now I know it's 5 minutes faster than expected, but they cooked a bit quicker than I expected, so I didn't want to burn them too much, even though they're called salmon burnt ends. Now I'm going to prepare a final plate for you. And then last but not least, let's take a few of our spring onions for some color, and then we're good to go and we're going to dig in now. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video about the salmon burnt ends with homemade potato chips. Now it was super delicious. You just have to be careful not to let them smoke for too long because they will get a little dry. But other than that, it was a super delicious dish. Now if you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate a comment and a thumbs up. And please head over to that subscribe button for more great videos to come. And I hope to see you soon again at Toby's Barbecue Corner.